Hello, YouTube. What's up? Prof Sales coming at you with the video. Today is day 64. So let's get it started. Make sure my sound's on. Prof Sales. Yep, it's on and it's good. So how's everyone doing today? It is Tuesday, September 20th. We're 2/3 of the way through the month. So hopefully you're 2/3 of the way to your goal for September, whatever that was. I've had a non-eventful day today. Just been doing some listings and so on. Paid my sales tax. I almost forgot to remit my sales tax to the state of North Carolina. Today was the day. It has to be in by. So I got that done. That didn't really take too long to remit the tax form. I use TaxJar for those of you who haven't used it before. I mean, it's all right. It basically, TaxJar pulls everything together so you can see what you owe and breaks it down by county and all the individual taxes in the state you're in. Because, man, to figure all that stuff out yourself is just a big pain in the butt. I mean, you could do it manually or have a spreadsheet, but it's worth paying a few bucks a month to have them do it for you. So I paid my whopping $9.83 in sales tax for North Carolina residents who bought items from me in the month of August. You know, I don't even see how paying them $9.83, I don't see how it's even remotely cost effective for them to process that claim, but whatever. So got the sales tax out of the way. And what else did I do today? Something else I thought you guys might be interested in. And, you know, whether you're here in the chat and you want to comment on it or you're watching later, you can comment on it. So what I did today was I went into eBay. I think I told you guys, I've been looking at my jean brands and seeing which ones are not really selling through as quick as I think they should. Basically, any of the ones that are significantly below my average sell-through. So I wrote down 6 brands that I noticed were not doing as well as I thought they should do, and I have more than 10 of them listed. I kind of cut it off at 10 double digits. I mean, there's nothing magic about that number. I just didn't want to do it if I had, you know, 3 listed and only 1 sold. That doesn't really make much sense. So I cut it off at 10. And I'm going to share with you those brands. And Mark, I see you're in the room, so I don't know what your thought would be on this. The brands I have that right now are significantly below my sell-through for other brands is Rock & Republic, Express, Lane Bryant, It Jeans, AG Jeans, and Tommy Hilfiger. So all 6 of those brands, Rock & Republic, Express, Lane Bryant, It Jeans, AG Jeans, and Tommy Hilfiger are doing worse than, significantly worse than the rest of my brands in, you know, across my store. So I identified these 6 brands, and then what I did was I thought, well, you know, why are they doing worse? And probably the first conclusion most of us come to is, when we think about that, is, or at least I do, is price. Do I have them priced correctly? Because I know my keywords way back when weren't that great, but I've gotten so much better at that. I know my photos weren't as good, but I've gotten so much better at that. So I'm assuming that I have some pricing issues. And what I did was I went into eBay and I typed in the search function there under the Seller Hub, under active listings. I typed just the name Rock, actually, which brought up all my Rock & Republic jeans. Also brought up Rock Revival. But because I have some of the Rock Republics as Rock ampersand and some as Rock Republic, I wanted to make sure I got both. And what I did is I looked, and I don't know, it was maybe, you know, 19, 20, 25 listings, something like that. And I went through and I looked at the price on them, and I noticed that on a bunch of them I had, not a bunch, maybe 4 or 5 of them, I had my older pricing model where I was doing free shipping. So what I did was I went in and I selected those 5 and edited each of those and changed the price and did padded flat rate mail or shipping, which had the effect of, say, like, you know, you got a pair of jeans you have listed for $25 for free shipping. Well, maybe now you list it for $17 plus $6.50 padded flat rate. Well, it's cheaper by $1.50, and anyone searching for jeans $20 and under is going to find it. So I'm hopeful. I did Rock Republic, I did Express. I've still got to do Lane Bryant, It Jeans, AG, and Tommy Hilfiger. I'm hopeful that going through and doing this process will help me move out, or at least bump up the numbers there. The other thing I would recommend to you guys is that search function on eBay under the Seller Hub is really good. I mean, you can do, this is something I want to do. There was a period I went through where I was listing on my older jeans that I had for a while for $20 free shipping, you know. So what you can do is you can go in and tell it to search based on your price in a range. For instance, you can say, show me all the jeans that are equal to or greater than $20 and maybe less than $30. So that would kind of capture all those jeans that I had for 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 that were under the old pricing structure where I was doing free shipping. So that way you can go in and pull all those out, go in and make changes to them instead of having to search through them. Because, you know, guys, this is how your evolution as a reseller goes. It wasn't that long ago that I was listing everything as good till cancels. I still have a crap load of good till cancel jeans in my listings. Actually, the majority of them are still good till cancels. And I've toyed with the idea of changing all those, but it's kind of a pain in the butt because you have to end it and then relist it. And I don't know. Every time I've done that with eBay, there's glitches. And they pop up in weird ways. So rather than do that, I'm just going to go in and price and try to take out all those old free shipping ones that are good till cancels. And you can search by that price parameter I just told you, and you can find things, you know. It's interesting what you found. Like I found a pair of jeans that I did not have in my sell-through listing today. They were Red Ape jeans. So I found one of those that I'd forgotten I even had. And the reason I didn't have it in my sell-through part of my spreadsheet was because I had that set up to look for Red Ape jeans. Well, I listed these way back when as men's Red Ape jeans. I don't know why, but I did. So I found those. So anyway, some little tips for you guys. If you haven't used a search function on eBay in the Seller Hub to improve your business, improve your listings, check it out. It's really cool and it's really versatile especially if you do the advanced search. You know, you can really just look for things and just be able to manipulate your sales offerings and so on. So I thought I'd share that with you guys. You know, check it out. All right, let's see who's in the room today. Mark's already here, as we know. Glenn, hey, Swamp, what's up? Yvonne is here, as well as Deb, Pinching Pesos. Mark says, I sent a pair to a couple people in Pennsylvania. Yes, Mark, and you are in Pennsylvania, right? I don't know the laws in Pennsylvania, but if you did, then that means you probably owe sales tax. Or you were supposed to collect sales tax. Let's put it that way. I don't know. Maybe, I'm not sure what Pennsylvania's laws are, but I bet they are. Yvonne says, I thought we could bulk edit. No. You can, Yvonne, but I don't think there's a way, and that's what I did. I don't think there's a way to bulk edit good till cancels and make them 30-day listings. Maybe there is. And what I did when I was going in and changing my pricing on some of my underperforming jeans, I did do bulk edits. Like when I did Rock Republic, it pulled up like 30 listings, but only 5 of them really needed to be changed. So I selected those 5 and just went in and did pricing change on those. And so anyway, Pinching Peso says, did we have a sales tax discussion I missed? Not much, other than I paid my whopping $9.83 sales tax to the state of North Carolina today, pesos, and today was the deadline, so I almost missed it. It's funny, I put it in my phone for 3 days before today, say, hey, don't forget sales tax in 3 days. But I never put today, the date was actually due, in my phone as a date to remember. So I corrected that. And I sent, thankfully, North Carolina, you can pay online. So it's no big deal. They just take it out of your bank account, whatever. Sales tax, yeah. Yeah, GTCs have to be ended. Yeah, it really sucks. eBay needs to figure out a way to be able to change that. I'm not sure how they could do it, but there's got to be a way. Chad Kala, hey Chad, how are you? Says, in your experience, how long does the average item take to sell? I'm doing about 1 to 2% of my inventory a day. Chad, if you're selling 1 to 2% of your inventory a day, that's pretty good. That's a 30 to 60% sell through in a month's time. It depends on the item. It depends on the seasonality. It depends on your listing, your photos, your pricing structure, and obviously how much competition there is for that item right now. But if you're selling 1% even consistently in your inventory every day, I think you're doing great. That means you'd be turning over your whole inventory in like 3 months. So that would be amazing. And Yvonne says, well, if it's hot, almost immediately. Yep. Peso says, in Texas, if you owe less than $1,000 annually, you can do it annually and you don't have to do it every quarter. Yeah, I can do it. I could do it every quarter here, Pesos. I think it's only if you owe over $100 are you supposed to do it monthly. But I like the monthly idea because then it kind of keeps me on track. That's how I like to pay bills, just monthly. I don't like to have a big, huge bill at the end of the year. So I don't know. It's 6 of one, half dozen the other. Mark says he has to leave, but we'll be back. Well, hurry back, Mark. We're going to miss you. Okay, so how's everybody's sales going? I mean, I know we just met yesterday, but what's your September looking like? We're 2/3 of the way through. Are you going to make it for the month, hit your goals? What are you going to change if you're not? What do you continue doing if you're doing well? Sold those diesel jeans pretty quick. 35 plus $5.95 shipping, Yvonne. Yeah, nice sale. How much you pay for them, Yvonne? Probably $5, $7. That's good. That's really good. Diesel are an easy sale. I mean, diesel, Miss Me, True Religion has dropped off a little bit, but diesel and Miss Me are really good. Pinching Pacer says, I want to owe as least as often as possible because if you're late, they charge you a $50 late fee. Yeah, I know, right? Nothing like the state government to charge you a $50 fee on a $20 worth of tax. It's just amazing how they think about these things. Oh my God, I just sold an item I was going to pull and redonate. Guess I'm reminding the universe it existed. Yeah, I've got, now you guys probably can't see it, but Karin took a picture of the 56 pair of jeans I'm going to bulk list. So I need to get those up. I'm plowing through all the pictures she did for me. Hopefully I can get those up by the end of the week. So we'll see. And I don't know what I'm going to put on them. What would you guys put on a bulk listing? 56 pair of jeans. I'm not going to list them on eBay. I'm going to list them locally. Let me say that. What would you put as your price? Let's say it's Craigslist. What would you put as your price for 56 pair of jeans, multiple brands? They all have little blemishes or issues. Is why I didn't sell them. So, but they're all perfectly wearable. None of them are unwearable. What would you put on them? So let's see what results we get here. So what would your price be? Krillin says you have to be careful with diesel. Some do good, some not. Yep, just like any other brand. So Deb says, or Yvonne says, Deb, I agree with what you just said. Work's already done. Yeah. Sometimes I just change title and list again fresh. Yeah. And that brings up, again, that whole good till canceled argument, guys. Man, if you want to change a good till canceled back to a 30-day or 10-day or 7-day listing. Man, I don't know there's an easy way to do it. Yvonne says, repeat your question, Prof. Okay, here's the question. So I've got almost 60 pair of jeans that all have little issues with them. All different brands, all different sizes, and I want to list them in bulk on Craigslist. What would you put as your starting price? I know I'm going to list the brands in the body of the listing so that people searching for those will find them. But what would you put as your bulk price? And let's say I paid $5 for all of them, because that's pretty much what I did. Are they all the same size? Nope. Different sizes. They're all, I mean, there's probably 15 different brands in there. And there's mainly women's, a few men's, just kind of all over the place. Nothing really special, just, some are long, some are plus sizes, some are a little bit higher end brands, some are lower end brands. Anyway. Yeah, so tell me what you put as a price. And you can put that in the comment down below. Let's see what everyone comes up with. It's kind of a good question for, all you guys who are trying to, if you've got a bunch of stuff that you don't want to list anymore because maybe it's defective or just doesn't, those jeans are not defective. They just don't meet my standards to list them on eBay. That doesn't mean they can't be resold, doesn't mean they can't be worn. They're all wearable. I don't buy any jeans that aren't wearable or just disgusting or anything like that. Are you feeling done with them? Yes. Now, I probably will donate whatever I don't sell, probably the same day. Krillin says, I would try to bundle same sizes and do actions. I guess you mean auctions. Put the sizes together. All right. So there's an interesting idea. Put the sizes together. That's actually not a bad idea. Yvonne says about $300, take 200 to move on. Yep, I could do that. There you go. Just auction them, Krillin. Yeah, Krillin, I want to do them locally though. I don't want to ship these. I mean, they're heavy. I mean, and plus, if you ship them, what am I going to do? Like provide photos of all of them? Do you mean auction them locally? I'm not sure what you mean. But definitely not on eBay. It's just way too much work, and people are going to have issues, and they'll be like, oh, this and that. I can't take all those pictures. Maybe start at $5 and negotiate to $250. Okay, so Greener says, about what I paid for them, get down to maybe half. Seems right. Donate them to shelter. Jeans are hard to come by. Yeah, Deb, I'm definitely going to donate whatever I don't sell if they won't all sell. Last time, somebody kind of picked through them and picked out a bunch of pair, and then the rest of them I donated, so. Oh, sorry, that was Karin. She's working. Let's see, garage sale, $3 a piece. I could do that. Maybe somebody would buy them all. I don't know. I could put them on offer up, garage sale. No way I would get $300 locally. I would say 200, take 150 and move on. Yeah, the big thing here is it's cash in my pocket, right, guys? If I can get somebody to buy them all, maybe I'll do it. It's, hey, you got to take them all. Yeah, I'm in them for, call it $300. A little bit, it is about $300, right around $300. Krillin says, okay, but Prof, who is your target person to buy them? A reseller? Garage sale is a better idea than Craigslist. That's a great question, Krillin. Who is my target buyer? Well, I suppose someone who's a reseller could be. I would also say someone who maybe has a flea market booth, someone who owns a thrift store who wants to get them cheap. All those things. I don't know. That's a great question. I don't know that the reseller is somebody or the target is somebody like me. Unless Mark is in my, where did Mark go? Is he back yet? Maybe he can drive to North Carolina. He can take them off my hands and he'll flip them for $12. Yeah, it could be any of those, but I don't know. I don't really care how much they go for, I guess, to some degree, because I've already accepted the fact that I'm out $300 on them. So now it's just like, how much of it can I recoup in terms of a tax savings for a donation and or cash for someone to buy them? Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. So I don't know. Flea markets have new with tag Levi's for $5. Take me to these flea markets, sir. I will buy every one they have new with tags for $5. I don't care what type they are, if they're Levi's. So I need to get to some flea markets. We, believe it or not, we do not have a lot of great flea markets in this area. Crafters 2, Greener Pasture says, I make quilts. People also make purses. Yeah, and I've heard people buy denim squares as well, but I'd have to cut them all up, and that's a lot of work. I just don't want to do that. You know, I don't want to do any more work with them. I want to deliver them, and they deliver me cash, and that's it. So that's all I want to do with them. I don't want to ship them anywhere. I want to drive to somewhere. I want to meet somebody at a Harris Teeter or something, and they're going to take them off my hands, and I'm going to take the money off their hands, and that's it. So Yvonne says her Goodwill can take things back in 7 days. Yeah, mine can too, but they only give you merchandise credit, which definitely I could flip back into new inventory, but it's just a pain in the butt to do it here. I mean, they give you kind of a lot of grief about it. I don't know. And I did have the one run-in where they accused me of not returning the ones that I bought from that store, which, by the way, was possible, but it still was bought by a store in this area, so whatever. But remember, only a reseller will buy them, so how are they going to make money? Yep. Yvonne says, okay, then $100, cry and move on. Yeah, I mean, I know I'm going to take a hit on them. It just, you know, I don't know. I just don't want them to set too long. I mean, I do this every time. Once I get about 50 defects or so, that's when I look to flip them locally. Krellin says donating doesn't help you from a tax standpoint. Yeah, I could even call them damaged inventory. I'm not sure all the tax implications of that, though. I'd have to ask an accountant. And like you said, unless you make a lot of money, probably not going to help me that much, but nothing else, they go back into the Goodwill economy. I just got to be careful when I do that I don't rebuy them. So I end up with them again. So maybe I'll take them to a Goodwill I don't go to very often, but that would be hard to find in this area. Sorry, wanted to hear the brands, but I can't. Yeah, there's a lot of different brands, Mark. Let me look at them. Hang on. Yeah, so we got a little Kuji, couple Levi's. We got a, what the heck is this? Echo Red, AG, Vegas, another Levi, Big Star. I was broken up about that one, that it had issues. Those usually sell decent. Silver jeans, more Levi's. Let's see. We got some more Levi's, American Eagle, Levi's 7 jeans, not 7 fam. Another Kuji. Man, what's up with these Kujis? Cool looking re-rock. Kind of a cool tag. I don't know. I wish I could have. I don't remember what was wrong with them, but it was something. Levi's Not Your Daughter jeans. Levi's Lucky Brand. And 7 for All Mankind. That's just one basket. So there's another basket about that big. So yeah, it's a big selection. Hey, what's up? So it's a big selection of jeans. So I wish I had a seller for them and so on. All right, I wish I could have sold them, but it is what it is. So you still need to go over there? No. Okay. So anyway, guys, that's about it. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I think it's 56 pair that I have. Krillin says, why don't you bring them to the flea market? Yeah, I could do that. And says, are these listed and you can't sell, or stuff you bought then realize the flaws later? The second one. We bought them and then realized the flaws later. Man, they got you here early. Yeah. You're on the bus? Huh? Were you on the bus? Yeah. Dang. I'm like way early. Sorry, Ben just came in. I was saying hello to him. So they've all got flaws, and I don't know. Got to get rid of them. All right, guys. Well, let me show you results, since that is one of the reasons for the show, right? So let me see what we got here. We'll do a little screen share. And all right. Let me go over to this. As soon as I can find my, oh, there we go. All right, so we'll go to screen share and boom. Yeah, so you guys should be able to see that. What does this present to everyone? I haven't seen this. Oh, let's try this now. Okay. There we go. All right, so I want to make sure I was working right. So yesterday, guys, a whopping 1. Woo, woo. Man, it is feast or famine on eBay sometimes, right? 1 pair. No idea why it was so low. Maybe the lack of listings the day before hurt me. Not really sure. But I did get 19 listings up, and then kind of got tied up into other things. I wanted to do more than that, so but not horrible. All right, let me flip over to the month and show you that. And we'll do a share there. Present to everyone. All right, so there's the month so far. You see you've sold 101. There's the net, broke the 1K mark, which is pretty good. And, you know, all these numbers are pretty good. It looks like I'm probably going to push around a 28% sell through maybe if this holds up, which would be good. That would be a nice improvement. That's close to that 30 or 1% per day that I've been hoping to make. I do have already some sales today, so hopefully it'll keep pushing up. 3.4 per day, but as I told you guys, that's going to keep going up because that's only 2/3 of the month. So I'm hoping that's going to be probably pushing maybe 5, maybe 5. We'll see, which would be a nice little jump up, about a 15-20% jump up. So anyway, so not a lot to report yesterday, just, you know, a slow day. And I'm planning on running a sale today. So hopefully that should help some of the sales in general. All right, so that was a lot quicker than I thought it was going to be. All right, let me get back to my screen here and find you guys. Where did you guys go? I got way too many screens open. All right, so let's try this one more time. Where are my people? All right, for some reason, it's not letting me find. Ah, there we go. Ah, there we are. Gosh, I couldn't find you guys there for a moment. It was really weird, like all the screens went away. Why don't you give them someone to consign or blow them out? Listing $9.99, no reserve. Prof, you may have to get your wife back at work. Yeah, it's a good point, right? She'll be back. She's doing some other work. And the work she's doing is well worth it. Trust me. Yeah, I just gotta get rid of those extra ones, and maybe I can get something out of. If I could get half out of them, if I could get 250, I'd be really happy with that. Actually, I mean that's pretty good. I mean that's it's not. I mean I'm losing money, but I'm not losing everything, and that's kind of the key. So one other thing I want to talk with you guys about and kind of get your opinion on is somebody brought this up in the comments yesterday, and it came up in response to Pete, the Craigslist hunter, in his video. Pete made a video, I guess probably a couple months ago, where he talked about, I watched it today, where he talked about the number of listings on eBay this year versus 1 year prior. And he specifically talked about clothing and how women's and men's clothing had increased by about 15 to 18%, the number of listings, which is a huge jump. It was a lot of listings too. It was like 1 million listings in each, more, over 1 million. And his implication was that this would mean there's a lot more competition for you guys out there who are clothing resellers in men's and women's clothing on eBay. Now, some other categories dropped, but in those two, there was a huge change in terms of an increase. And this was going to make it tougher on all of us who sell clothes on eBay. I haven't researched this issue that much, and I'm not exactly sure what search or screen Pete looked at when he did his research. But what I'd want to say off the top of my head is, just kind of taking it face value, is a couple things. One, that's a really big change in the terms of the number of listings. So it's possible that, there's something that may have changed in eBay's search algorithm that is causing part or maybe even all of that change. What I mean by that is, it could be that the way that searches are being done now, I know they've been doing a lot of work on that for the past year. Their CEO has talked about that, is that it could be that that's causing that particular search to show more listings than it did in the past. People put things on eBay sometimes in the wrong category. We all know that, right? But that probably doesn't explain such a big change. What could explain the change is just the way that their algorithm is now classifying things. That could explain some of it. Of course, it's possible that more people came on, but here's where the disconnect is. In the same video, Pete mentions that the number of sellers on eBay only increased 2%. That doesn't really make sense with such a large increase in clothing. I mean, for 2% more sellers and the people who are currently listing to show a 15 to 18% increase in listings, that doesn't make sense. Let me ask all you guys. If I told you tomorrow, I said, all right, no matter how many listings you've got, whether you've got 100 or 1,000 or 10,000, by this time next year, I want you to have 18% more listings. Could you do it? Of course you could do it, right? I mean, for most of you and for most of us, if you've only got 100 listings and next year you only have to have 118 listings, piece of cake, no big deal. Even if you got 1,000 listings and next year you got to have, another 18, another 180 listings, 1,180 listings, piece of cake. But it doesn't really make sense that in 1 year, all these people would choose to increase the number of listings they have. If you're only adding 2 people, but you're adding 18 listings more for them and everyone else who's on eBay, something doesn't make sense there. A 2% increase in the number of sellers, in my mind, mathematically speaking, probably does not translate into an 18% increase in the number of listings. That's a huge number. That's a huge number. I don't know how many people are on there, but you know, I just don't think even a 2% increase, I don't know how many people that actually is on eBay in terms of the number of sellers. I'm sure the information's out there, but they would all have to be listing quite a few and all in clothing because other categories went down. Now, some people could have switched to clothing for sure. I mean, it's a fluid marketplace. It's not static, but something's weird to me in those numbers. If he would have said that there was a 2% increase in sellers and a 5% increase in clothing listings, that might make sense. But 18% in women's and 15% in men's, I don't know, man. I mean, it just, something about that doesn't set right with me. I mean, when you see something so far out of the norm, such an outlier, there's usually something else going on. So I'm just wondering exactly what that something else is. And I know eBay has seen an increase in their sales too, but I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me that 2 people out of 100 would increase the number of listings by 18 out of 100. I don't know. I mean, that's just a huge increase. But anyway, I'm not going to stress out about it. There's still, this is all suggesting the marketplace is saturated. We don't know that. I mean, eBay increased last year, like what, 10, 11% in sales. So who knows? Let's see. There's a bunch of comments here. Maybe clothing and sales have increased as well. Maybe. People who don't sell clothing always rag on clothing sellers. Yeah, I know, right? I wonder if eBay bought another big box in the mix, free listings for big boxes. Maybe. That's possible. I thought about that. Maybe some big listers came in like that had, you know, tens of thousands of listings. I'm sure there's a way to find that out. Good day. How are all you today? Any advice for times of procrastination? Picker Life says, yes, Picker Life. Come up with daily goals, daily to-do list, and take some time to do those things. And don't make it all just work, work, work. You got to include some things to like enrich your mind, enrich your body, enrich your spirit. And, you know, live by that list. And it's hard. Do you think it would matter if eBay charged Target for their listings? No, it wouldn't. I don't think that matters to them. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's possible if the big clothing retailers are more there. One thing that we don't know from Pete's research, and he probably didn't break it down this way, we don't know what percentage or what changed in terms of new clothing versus old versus pre-owned. That we don't know. You know, it'd be nice to see the breakdown, and it might be out there somewhere. Terapeak, I know, keeps a lot of statistics. I don't have a membership, but if somebody does and wants to shed some light on this, like in a comment down below, or shares it with me, I'll even make a video about it, honestly, because I'm interested in it, knowing this kind of stuff. It appeals to that right side of the brain, I guess. Prof, you're not taking into consigners in consideration. That's where the increase is coming from. Yeah, I mean, maybe, Krillin, but man, that's a big increase for just a tiny increase in sellers. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? Very sneaky says test. It's working very sneaky. All right. I see things on the internet that are miscalculated, so show me the numbers. Yeah. Look, please, no one misunderstand. I'm not in any way saying that Pete is doing anything here to mislead people or anything. And I believe that he saw what he said he saw. I'm just saying that what he saw may not be the whole story. There may be more to it that we don't know that's going on behind the scenes with eBay, and it would be interesting to know. You know, and arguably too, you know, have women's and men's clothing seen a big increase in sales in the last year? I don't know. I don't know if they have or not. I know eBay's a publicly traded company. You can get all kinds of information about their financials. You can get their financial report, their annual report, but I don't know how well they break it down, their revenues. I'm not sure. And you can easily look, you could say, all right, well, they pulled this much revenue from their, you know, you could do it from their fee structure. If you saw that they were making this much on their women's clothing fees last year and this much the year before, you can calculate the increase and make some assumptions about what happened there, unless they change percentages, but it's a little tricky. Um, could eBay have brought another big box in the mix? Free listings for all new big boxes. Yeah, sneaky. Someone else said that too a moment ago, and that's definitely possible. That is absolutely possible. I still don't know that really. I mean, I suppose, if you had a Target or Walmart or something like that who came out and put their online catalog on eBay, sure. I mean, that could blow up those listings because they have a huge number of listings for sure, a lot of SKUs. But if that's true, guys, we don't need to necessarily be that concerned if you're selling pre-owned. I mean, pre-owned items are not the same as new. First of all, they're going to be cheaper on average. And second of all, you can't find a vintage Target item on Target.com. I mean, they're not going to have things on there from 15 years ago necessarily. I mean, they want to move product. That's their business. So I wouldn't run around like Chicken Little saying the sky's falling if it is big box retailers getting on there with their new items. Now, if they're starting to dump their older merchandise, that could be a little problematic, actually. But, it depends on who you're competing for. Like, if I'm selling, this pair of Calvin Klein jeans, who am I selling this to? I'm not selling this to someone who's looking to buy brand new Calvin Kleins. I'm not looking to sell this. I'm not competing against a Calvin Klein distributor. I'm competing against other resellers of jeans that sell Calvin Klein. That's my competition. That's not going to usually be big box retail. So I wouldn't sweat it. Crafty says, I agree. So much missing info to have the numbers add up. Yeah, I mean, don't misunderstand me. I'm not suggesting that there can't be that big of an increase. What I am suggesting is that big of an increase with that small of an increase in number of sellers on face value doesn't make sense, right? On face value, we would think if there's 2% more sellers, there should be roughly 2% more listings because the average seller is going to, on average, have the number of listings of all the other sellers that are already on there. It's not like this magical 2% comes on that has 9 times more listings than all the other sellers on there. The only caveat to that would be if it was big box resellers or big box sellers. That would be different because obviously they have a lot of listings. They have a lot of SKUs. So I don't know. I mean, there's got to be an answer to it. I thought, though, that a lot of the retailers are already on eBay. It'd be hard for me to think that most of them aren't already there. I mean, I guess it's possible. But, if anybody can figure this out and can come up with some definitive answers to it, why this happened or seemingly happened, if, in fact, there are 9 times as many listings in women's as there are for every new reseller or seller, please, leave it in the comments down below. Send me an email if you want. I don't care, but let's just figure this out because it's kind of an interesting question. And I think you need to know what your competition is if you're going to sell on eBay or Amazon. Krillin says, not true. I respectfully disagree. I'm not sure what you're disagreeing with, Krillin, but okay. That's cool. Amazon has some similar news coming out, not this exact issue that maybe some of you saw. They're no longer going to give the exemption to single SKU items in their warehouse for long-term storage fees, which means if you send in a one-off, like if you send in this pen as a one-off, normally Amazon would charge you storage fees, but they would never charge you the long-term storage fee that's assessed every 6 months. Now Amazon, starting February, is going to start doing that. So there's going to be a correction. A lot of people are going to make a lot of changes to their business because now what they could let sit there for 6 months or a year is suddenly going to cost them a chunk more money, and it might not be a profitable decision. So we're going to have to evolve. Just like if there really are this many new resellers on eBay, we're going to have to evolve. Anyway, yeah, Krillin, I'm reading your comments, but I wasn't sure exactly what you disagree with. There's always a lag here, so I'm not sure what I said when you typed that exactly, and that's what I meant by it. I didn't know exactly. Peso says, I'm not your competition. I don't sell clothing. There you go. Do you know how many booksellers are going to be affected? All of them, from what I understand. I mean, books are not necessarily quick flips. So I was watching about that article. I was watching about that issue today, and a book reseller was saying, there's ways to kind of time it so that you don't get hit with the fee as quickly. But you're going to, if you're just selling one-off SKUs of books, you're going to have to think about that really hard from those long-term storage fees. It's probably going to push out some people that are penny sellers, because now it might not make sense if you've got to pay the extra fees to store that book and then you're selling it for a penny and $3.99 shipping. But I think there'll probably be a panic and then the market will settle, so we'll see. But yeah, I think they're definitely going to be affected, probably all of them to some degree. Krillin says the reason for the higher listings for not so many sellers because of consigners and Chinese dropshippers. Yeah, Krillin, but they've been there. It's not like all of a sudden they discovered eBay in 2015 to 2016. That's what I don't understand. It's not like, maybe there's been a big influx, but where's the data? Where's the evidence of that? Where is like something we can point to and say, oh, it was these 25 companies who started listing more on eBay. Drop shipping has been going on for a decade or more. Consigners has been going on for a long time. It's not like that's something new, is all I'm saying. And where's the evidence that all of a sudden they decided eBay was a better platform to sell on? Amazon's been kicking eBay's butt. Why not go there? So I don't really, maybe the brand restrictions to some degree, but I kind of doubt it. Like, it's not the same items. I don't know. But it would just be nice to see like that data in black and white somewhere saying, oh, well, this is where they came from. It's possible. Of course it's possible. And that might be the answer. But I don't know. It just, in other categories, it dropped, though. It's kind of interesting. So who knows? Like electronics, I think, maybe even dropped. Let's see. We're fixing to get all the eBay bashers back to eBay. Yeah, sorry, that was a rhetorical question. So many booksellers just send in everything and let them sit forever. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Those tiny little fees don't really hurt you much if you got a $50 book there. But now if you're getting charged, now it's like when you send the books that will sell for like 10 or 12 bucks that it starts becoming an issue. It's not like the higher end books that are maybe a long tail item, but you're going to sell them for 40 bucks or 50 bucks. You don't care if they sit there a couple years. But the smaller ones, the sort of bread and butter books that, sell for 10, 12 bucks, you pick up for $1 or less, those are going to be the ones that probably you're going to have to make some tough decisions on. Krillin says, there are so many more now. Yes, but so many more. I only sell clothes. I can see it without data. Well, I get that, but I am a statistics kind of guy. Like, I want to see evidence in front of me for things like this before I'm going to conclusively say, oh, it's that. And the only reason I say that, Krillin, is because, and this has nothing to do with you. It's no disrespect to you or anyone. Eyeballing it or having a feeling about it, confirmation bias comes in. Like, when you think that something's happening, you look for all the reasons why it's happening and ignore evidence to the contrary. And that's a very human thing for all of us to do. I do it. We all do it to some degree. So it's better to kind of look at all the data in totality and then just say, this is what it is. Because that bias that we have for confirmation bias, it makes us ignore facts that don't support our version of what's going on. I just like to see it. I don't know what I'd want to see exactly. That's a problem. I don't know. It'd have to be if eBay gives a report, or maybe somebody's got connections to up the list. Somebody like Jason T. Smith might have some connections up the ranks of eBay who could talk to it. Maybe even off the record and say, hey, here's what's happening. Just so we kind of know as sellers what to expect over the next 6 months or a year or 2 years, if it is in fact an influx of people from other countries and consigners and so on. If that's the case, then it would be nice to know that so we can sort of react and pivot if we need to. That's all I'm saying. Do you think there'll be more merchant fulfilled now? Yep, I do, Marianne. I've been thinking about books myself for, a sideline business. And there will be merchant fulfilled more in the interim, but I think in the long term, that's probably going to be a mistake, because what will happen is people pull their books out of Amazon, either have them shipped back to them or more likely have Amazon dispose of them, like the ones that have been sitting there for a while. That will create a dearth of FBA sellers. So there will be an opportunity there. Don't forget, guys, like times like the Great Depression in this country, or even the recession we just went through 10 years ago here in this country, in the United States, they create opportunities. So for people to take advantage of and become successful, really huge opportunities. So this new change with Amazon is going to create new opportunities if you can just kind of identify where things are going. And, a lot of times the right thing to do, this is why I don't like copycatting everyone, guys. If you're investing in, say, like the stock market, for instance, and, other investments as well, a lot of times you're better off doing the opposite of where the herd is moving. And the reason is because the herd is moving in a direction that everyone knows is quote unquote the right direction. So the opportunities are going to be limited. When you can find those spaces in between where you can take a contrarian view, that's where the real opportunity is. So if everyone moves out of Amazon FBA with books, the opportunity is probably going to be on Amazon FBA with books, because all of a sudden, all these people with Prime memberships are not going to be able to get free shipping necessarily. And they're going to be looking for these listings, and they're going to see the one FBA listing and the 37 merchant fulfill listings, and guess who they're going to buy from? So I don't know, but that's kind of what some of the booksellers I've talked to have said. But we'll see how that goes. But I think usually you're better off kind of moving in a different direction. I think it's people who were part-time sellers and other had jobs were laid off, they turned to full-time eBayers. Could be, but they got lots of other options. I mean, going into business for yourself and becoming a reseller, that's not a quick fix. That's not a quick fix for your income issues. I mean, could you do it? Of course you can do it. Lots of people have done it, but it doesn't, if you just got laid off from your job, it's not like you can suddenly ramp up an eBay or Amazon business with minimal to no mistakes and making killer money in a month or two. Is it possible? If you had a lot of capital to start with and some good experience, sure. But could you just do it off the cuff and with no experience? And it would be difficult. If you need to make, say, $5,000 a month clear, and all of a sudden you say, well, I lost my job, so I'm just going to go sell on eBay and Amazon. You can do it, sure. But to make $5,000 a month, you're going to need to invest quite a bit of money into inventory, and it's going to take a little while before you get that return back out. And you're going to make mistakes for sure. So I don't know if that's a quick fix to being laid off. I think it's more of a long-term play, in my opinion, but obviously it can help. It could be some part-time income. Watch count will tell you what sold for how much, but it glitches a lot. Yeah, I've heard of that. It gives you more data than just prior sales, not enough for calculations. Yeah, I think TerraPeak would be the answer here from what I understand, but I don't have a membership to it. Maybe somebody out there does. If you do, leave in the comments and let us know. Let us know where all these new resellers are coming from, if they are in fact coming, and why are there so many more listings seemingly now than there were a year ago? I'd like to know, and I think there's a lot of people who would like to know, and would like to know, where exactly these listings are. If there's a few million more listings than there were last year, where are they listing at? What subcategories? Men's and women's clothing is too broad. We need to know, is it new? Is it specific areas? Is it tops or blouses or jeans or accessories or shoes or what have you? So I'm sure the data's out there. I'm sure there's people who track this stuff, but I I am just too lazy to go looking for it. So, all right, guys. Well, listen. I think that is going to do it for this show today and we had a great discussion. So thank you all for that. And I appreciate you guys being here. If you are watching this later, please leave me a comment down below and hit the like button. Please hit the like button before you head out of the room too. I really appreciate it. It lets me know I'm doing a good job, and it lets YouTube know as well. Leave me a comment. I'll try my best to answer it and respond. And also consider subscribing so that you can get every video when it comes out. You don't have to go searching for it, and you'll be part of these live chats, which are really cool and a lot of fun. As you see, lots of great resellers are here, and you can get lots of good questions answered. I try to give you guys who are watching later what the question was and then the answer, and the answer's in the room. That way you get the benefit of what the chat was without even being in the chat. So in any case, I do appreciate, I love you guys, and I will be planning to be back on tomorrow to give you another update. And so we'll see. We'll just keep moving along with this challenge and see how it goes. All right, guys. So that's going to do it for now. And as always, it's Prof Sales saying good sales to you. Say goodbye, Earl and Gypsy. They don't talk much.